Speaking of which, it's time for me to break down my top 5 hottest matchups of college football week 1. So grab your money and head to chatsports.com/bet as I break down all of these lines. And we'll kick things off with a rivalry renewed, Michigan taking on Notre Dame in South Bend. The big storyline of the game will be the play of quarterback Shea Patterson of the Wolverines. How will the highly coveted transfer look in his first game rocking the maize and blue? And will Michigan's elite front seven be as good as advertised on the road in a tough environment? After Notre Dame, Michigan will play as many as 4 top 10 teams the rest of the way, so starting the season with a quality win is vital towards college football playoff hopes. Up next is the ACC opener and the beginning of the Willie Taggart era. Number 20 Virginia Tech taking on number 19 Florida State. Considering Clemson will almost certainly be the star in the Atlantic and Miami will be nasty in the Coastal, it might just be an elimination game in the conference race right out of the gate. Doak Campbell Stadium will be an absolute zoo, an element the Hokies are accustomed to inside their native Lane Stadium. But even with a new coach, it's hard to imagine the Seminoles will drop a Monday night football game to open the season at home in front of a sold-out crowd. Up next, a unique matchup of sorts, number 9 Auburn taking on number 6 Washington. Auburn didn't have a lot of fun in Atlanta the last 2 games of the year, but they can't lose this time around, facing a Husky team with a defense that can hold up throughout and an offense that is brutally efficient. Senior quarterback Jake Browning has won big games and will be one of the best players the Tigers will face all season. Plus a handful of a running back in Miles Gaskin to boot, it's a home game Auburn has to win if they want to make it to the playoff. Out in Orlando, number 1 Alabama will take on the new-look Louisville Cardinals, and can I just say it, does it really matter who starts at quarterback for the Crimson Tide? How Nick Saban juggles the Tua Tagovailoa and Jalen Hurts situation will be the real story as Alabama does what Alabama does in season openers. Jawan Pass is taking over for Lamar Jackson at quarterback, and being matched up with the nation's best defense in his first start is an incredibly tough task, and the Tide should roll handily. And lastly, it's a true prove-it game of week 1, number 8 Miami versus number 25 LSU. The Canes and the Tigers will get the night to themselves, with the loser in big trouble considering the schedule both teams have ahead. Is this when Miami's offense finally decides to pop and show explosion, or the defense have to carry the day? And as for the Tigers, is this one they can win away from home? If Ohio State transfer quarterback Joe Burrow makes a splash in his first start for LSU, a win over the Hurricanes would at least temporarily put the Tigers back in SEC elite conversation. All right, guys, that was Quick Hitters. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hit me up on Instagram and Twitter at Lana Bond Sports, and I will see you back on Sunday for some college football highlights.